All right, 4 or 5, dilations. When you hear the word dilation, you might think of your eye, and they talk about the iris dilating, your pupils dilating when it gets bigger or smaller, when the light, gets turned on in the room or turned off. Okay, so basically dilation is when something gets bigger or smaller. Okay, so when you talk about your pupils being dilated, they're getting bigger, but a dilation can go either direction. So let's start off with this real quickly. Plot the points in the coordinate plane. Then determine if they are congruent. So AB. AB is -3 for 1, 2, 3 left, 1, 2, 3, and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's A. And then B is -3, 7. So 5, 6, 7. There's B. There we go. It is 1, 2, 3. We don't have to do the distance formula because it's completely vertical, so we can just count. And then CD, 3, -4. So right 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3, -1, right there. So here's C, here's D, there's my one line, 1, 2, 3. It also is 3, so yes, they are congruent. All right, here's more of that fun gobbledygook of math speak. But let me just get down to the main idea here. All right, so here we have the center, okay? And then we have P and P prime, okay? It's going to be always in that order, okay? So the ratio is always going to be, they're called the scale factor. And the scale factor is how it changes. Okay, so CP is this length, and CP prime is that length, and just straight CP is this length. Right? And this is also very important. The angle right here does not change at all. Okay? So that angle is the angle no matter what happens with the shape. So let's get into the actual application of this. So remember, CP prime is going to be over CP. Okay? Now, CP prime is 12. CP is 8. If we reduce this by 4, 12 divided by 4 is 3 over 2. 3 halves, my scale factor is greater than 1. So that's an enlargement. It's getting bigger. Now in this case, notice where my P prime is. Okay, so remember, we always put CP prime on top. So this is 18 over 30. Okay, so in other words, my original one is right here. My new one, as you can tell by the picture, it's getting smaller. That makes sense. But let's do the math. These are both multiples of 6, so that's 3 over 5. K this time is less than 1, so this is a reduction. So the relationship is always in a fraction form. If the fraction is greater than 1, it's enlargement. If it's less than 1, it's a reduction. And we always put the P prime on the top. So remember, if it helps you, just write this every time. So in a dilation, CP prime is 3, CP is 12. So that reduces to 1 over 4. If we divide by 3, top and bottom, K is less than 1. That is a reduction. Now, if you need to hit pause or go back, you're in control. All right, new rule. Okay, the actual math of what we've been doing. So XY is the pre-image. All right, here's 0, 0, the origin right here. notice how this is being multiplied by k every time. So you multiply x and y each by k, the scale factor. Whether it's bigger or smaller. We'll get into that now. So graph ABC with vertices 2, 1, so right 2, up 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, there's A, there's B, and 4, negative 1, there's C. Okay, there's my ABC. It has a scale factor of 2, all right? So my prime, I'm just going to multiply everything by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8, 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 2 is 8, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And now I'm going to do 4, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's A prime. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up 2, and 8, negative 2. And this is my B prime, and here's my C prime. It's an enlargement. It got bigger because this number, K, was greater than 1, so that's enlargement. All right, now we're going to graph KLMN. So K is negative 3, 6. So left 3, 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then L is 0, 6. That's easy. It's right there. So here's K. Here's L. M is 3, 3. So right 3, up 3. And negative 3, negative 3. So left 3, 1, 2, 3. Down 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, look at my scale factor. K is less than 1, so this is going to be a reduction. So I'm going to multiply everything by 1/3, or basically divide by 3. So I'm going to have K prime, L prime, M prime, and N prime. So starting with K, negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 0 divided by anything is 0. And 6 divided by 3, as we said, was 2. 3 is divided by 3 is 1, so that's 1, 1. And there's going to be negative 1, negative 1. So now, negative 1, comma 2. So left 1, up 2. 0, 2. 1, 1. And negative 1, negative 1. So here's my K prime, my L prime, my M prime, and my N prime. It got smaller. All right, we don't need to graph this. It says write the coordinates of the image after dilation with the scale factor K. And in this case, K is 0.4, which is 4/10, which reduces to 2/5. Okay, so you can do one of two things. You can use your calculator and multiply each one by 0.4, or you can multiply by 2 and divide by 5. Doesn't matter. So P prime, right? So 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 5 is 2. Or basically the 5's cancel. Negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. Divided by 5 is negative 2. Q prime. You can also take your calculator and just do 10 times 0.4. It's your choice. And you will get 4. Same thing you would have gotten if you would have done 10 times 2, which is 20, divided by 5 is 4. It's up to you. Negative 5, we already know, gives us negative 2. R prime, we already know 10 gives us 4. Okay, and 5, we know, gives us positive 2. So there are my new points. All I do is multiply by 0.4 or the fraction 2/5. Or you can do 4/10. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. All right, graph FGH, negative 4, negative 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left and down 2. There's negative 4, negative 2. Negative 2, 4 is left 2, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 2, left 2, down 2. So there's my triangle. Again, here's F, G, and H. A scale of negative 1/2. So we're going to multiply everything by negative 1/2. So 1/2 of 4 is 2, and negative times negative is positive. Or negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2, because that's the same thing as multiplying by negative 1/2, is positive 1. G prime. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. 4 divided by negative 2 is going to be a negative 2. And then H prime, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is positive 1. Same thing. So 2, 1. One, negative 2. And 1, 1. So 2, 1 is my F prime. 1, negative 2 is my G prime. And then this H is my H prime is 1, 1. Now you could have also thought about this as negative 0.5. And you could have multiplied by negative 0.5. It's up to you. It's all the same thing. All right, your exit ticket. An optometrist dilates the pupil of a patient's eyes to get a better look at the back of the eyes. The pupil dilates from 4.5 to 8. What is the scale factor? Okay. So it's changing from this, P, to P prime. There's a hint.